to their homes. The medications will be pre-filled and sitting in a device at the bedside when they get there, much like our passive motion machines might. A house call physician either can see them that day or the next day to evaluate them. So basically what you're doing is eliminating that black hole that was causing 1 out of 5 seniors to be readmitted to a hospital within 30 days for the exact same diagnosis. So that's what we're about. We're in booth 2810 downstairs. I love to see the interest in this arena, and I'd welcome any questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And I think a very important issue, as Steve has said, and as we look at all these programs, we're moving into a space where we're going to be having a greater and greater impact in these issues around how we can reduce the costs of care, which are driving health reform. Just medication adherence and management that we're just speaking about alone, New England Health Institute last year reported that that could save $290 million annually. So we have a number of different programs, and that's where our field is moving. So with that—
Billion.
Yes, billion, thank you. It is an incredible impact that we can see from these various programs. Well, we're now changing gears a little bit. We have fortunate to have another member of the panel. We're going to move it right along. I'm going to turn the program over to Brad Caton, who's from Vigo. And in this case, Brad is going to move us from a little discussion to more of a demonstration as well with his product. Brad's also known for inventing the first hospital compliant video program. And with that, I'll let him pick up and get us into a new demonstration phase.
Sure, thanks, David. Now for something completely different, as they say. So thanks for having me on the panel. Susan knows I'm a last-minute addition. I decided not to show slides, instead to show our product. So kind of like grade school, I have a show and tell a few minutes here to talk about the product. So I think what I'll do is I'll show the product and describe the concept, and then from there I'll talk about how it's relevant for senior care. Then I'll talk a little bit about where robotic assistance is going in the senior care market. Okay? All right, so let's see. I'll just put this on the table, I guess, so everyone can see it. So this is our product. The company is called Vigo, as is the product. Vigo is video on the go. It's really not a robot. Everyone calls it a robot, and that's fine because it's, you know, it's kind of neat. But it's really a communication product that has robotic enabling technology on the base. Okay? So it's a audio-video communication product. Our team is a combination of folks out of iRobot, including one of the founders of iRobot. That's where the robotics comes in, and out of Polycom and PictureTel in the video conferencing space. I was at Polycom a long time ago. I introduced what became the all-time largest seller of video conferencing, and we have a lot of other people that worked in that space for a long time. So what it is, how it works, I'll start with how it works. So there's 3 elements to this. Obviously, this is one of the elements. This is the Vigo system itself. We've also built a cloud-based network that connects to PC software. Okay, so PC software that you download to your laptop, to your computer, which connects to a cloud-based service down to this system. Okay, those are the 3 elements. And what it allows you to do is interact, see, hear, talk, interact at a distance with the extra dimension of mobility, where you can move around, right? You can move around a home or a facility from that PC interface. So from that PC interface, just to go through it again, you can see, hear, talk, interact like you're doing a Skype call or a Telikin call. But from that PC interface, when you mouse over the video, you get a driving interface that pops over the screen, kind of like almost a video game, a heads-up display, and you can drive around a facility. It's really easy to drive. We think we've done a very good job with that. Whether a mouse, keyboard, or joystick, you can move around that facility. The system itself has obviously a camera right here. Now the camera it's 4 feet tall, 48 inches tall. So we did a lot of time went into figuring out how tall to make this. There are other companies making relatively similar products. Most of those are either very, very tall, like 6 feet tall, or very, very low to the ground. We've come to the conclusion that 4 feet is the optimum height. It's the absolute optimum height if you're sitting down, right? So if I go to some of the panelists here and put this system down, you can imagine if someone remotely was talking to them, it's the perfect height, right? But it's also almost a perfect height if you're standing up. So when you're standing and the camera's facing this way, it's a pretty comfortable position. Unlike, say, video phones, if you've ever had an experience with a video phone, it looks up your nose. It's not a very flattering angle, right? So it's optimized for height. The camera is a high-resolution camera. It also takes high-resolution still frames as well as video clips. There's 4 microphones around the system, and so it does a very good job of 360-degree audio pickup. The audio is really phenomenal. You can talk to someone from almost across your house. It's that good. Now, again, we come from Polycom, so we're very keen on the audio, so it's much better than the high-end Polycom speakerphone, or a little bit better, I should say. I shouldn't overstate it. Very good audio quality. And then, of course, you have the base here. We have, on the inside, it's probably hard to see, but there's mounting points to mount various peripheral and accessory devices. I'll come back to that at the end when I talk about where this field's going to. And on the base, we have, again, that robotic base. So there's a number of sensors and an accelerometer in here. So there's sensors looking down, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, called cliff sensors, so you can't drive it off stairs, right? You wouldn't want to have that happen. You'd ruin your system, possibly. There's also a sensor looking up, so when it's driving, and it goes pretty fast. It'll go about 3 feet per second, which is the equivalent of a brisk walk, right? It won't run into you, so it will stop. And, well, it will slow down. It will tap you rather than run into you, right? So it's a safety feature, in essence. There's 2 speakers. There's a treble speaker here, and that matches the talking head, in essence. So it seems like the voice is coming from the face, which would be right here on the screen. Right, the distant person at the PC interface, right, their face would be here. And there's also a bass speaker here, which fills the room, okay? So that's the concept. Again, from your PC over the internet to here, you can see, hear, talk, interact, as well as move around the house or the facility. Okay, so this is the Vigo product, so we'll put this down. I'll talk a little bit about why we think it's very relevant for the senior care sector. So we designed this knowing that there are a lot of applications, and there are, and we're selling in education, we're selling in enterprise, and we're selling in healthcare and manufacturing. So we're selling in a lot of different sectors right now. We weren't sure if this was really significant for the elder care sector. So last year we did a year-long trial in conjunction with Intel up in Portland at the Oregon Health Sciences University. They have a center there where they do a lot of research for elder care. And so we were in and out of homes for over 6 months, and we were very surprised to find that it had 100% acceptance from seniors. And what was interesting is just before they ran this trial, they had run another trial using Skype with a number of elders, and they only had a 30% acceptance level. I think other panelists have talked about how as technology progresses and baby boomers get older, we'll probably have a much higher acceptance, but people in their 80s right now, the mouse and the Skype, and it's just too much for them. I think the Telikin system does a great job, and I think that will be an exception to the rule. But generally, when you use Skype, everyday Skype, it's just not friendly and at a very high rejection level. This, though, is built as a full appliance system. We did a lot of work on that, so it's very easy to use. It has speech recognition, text-to-speech. You can give voice commands to make calls. You can also dial out. One of the reasons we had such a high acceptance level is that just like with the Telikin example, they could call their grandkids. So the main use case, right, is for caregiving, whether it's professional or family caregivers, to be able to dial into the home and monitor and talk and give care. But it also has the outbound effect of being able to dial out and visit with your grandkids. The software that we have, the PC software, we give that away for free, so there's no extra cost for that. So we're now selling this into assisted living facilities and to home health care organizations. We don't sell direct, so we sell through resellers and partners. So that's why we think it's relevant, is that we've had some experience, and it's in homes and assisted living facilities today, and it's being pretty well accepted. Now, where this is going is you're going to see other companies making products like this, to be perfectly honest, and that's great.